Hello everyone, welcome back to another Spirit Island playthrough. In this video, I will be playing Rising Heat of Stone and Sand going up against Scotland 6. So, firstly, I'll show you what Scotland does. Scotland adds an additional loss condition. Trade hub. If the number of coastal lands with cities is ever greater than 2 times the number of boards, the invaders win. So in a solo game, if they ever have a city on all 3 coastal lands, I will immediately lose the game. Their escalation is ports sprawl outward. Before exploring, on the single board with the most coastal buildings, add a town to the N lands with the fewest towns, N being the number of players. So in solo, add a town to the 1 land with the fewest towns. Then at level 1, they have Trading Port. During play in coastal lands, explore cards add a town instead of an explorer. Coastal lands invader cards do this for a maximum of 2 lands per board. At level 2, during setup, add a city to land number 2, which I've already done there. Place coastal lands as the 3rd stage 2 card and move the 2 stage 2 cards above it up by 1. Level 3, chart the coastline. In coastal lands, build cards affect lands without invaders so long as there's an adjacent city. So kind of like England, but only on the coast. Ambition of a minor nation. During setup, replace the bottom stage 1 card with the bottom stage 3 card. Level 5, runoff and bilge water. After a Ravage action adds Blight to a coastal land, add a Blight to that board's ocean without cascading. Treat the ocean as a coastal wetland for this rule and for Blight removal and movement. And lastly, level 6, exports fuel inward growth. After the Ravage step, add a town to each inland land that matches a Ravage card and is within 1 range of buildings. So, that is the adversary we're going to go up against. Scotland is very heavily focused on the coast, in case you couldn't tell. The only level that even touches the inland lands is their final level at level 6, where they start adding towns after ravages. And then the spirit I will be playing is Rising Heat of Stone and Sand. This spirit is actually very similar to River Surges in Sunlight with their growth options and kind of how they play. But their special rule, Blistering Heat. At your sacred sites, invaders have -1 health. Their growth options, you pick one of these 3. Reclaim cards, gain a power card, gain an energy, or add a presence to a sands or mountain at a range of 3. You can do that twice. Or gain a power card, add a presence, and gain 2 energy. And then their innate power, Scorch with Waves of Heat. It's slow, range of 1 from a sacred site, targeting any land. If you have 2 fire and 2 air, 2 damage to explorers. 3 fire and 2 earth, you do 2 damage in addition to that. 4 fire, 1 air, 3 earth, an additional 2 damage. And then 5 fire, 2 air, and 3 earth, an additional 1 damage to each invader. Alright, so I've already done all the setup with the invader deck, the extra city, and all the fear cards. So we will start with their initial explore. It'll be in the mountains. So they only add an extra town, or they only add a town on exploring during play. They do not add a town during the initial setup. So just a regular explorer there, and then a regular explorer here. Okay, I will go ahead and put my presence onto my board. Rising Heat of Stone and Sand, their setup is a 2 presence in the highest numbered sands. Okay, so now onto our unique cards. Call on Herders for aid. 1 energy slow, range of 2, targeting any land. Gather up to 2 Dahan. For each Dahan present, push up to 1 explorer or town per Dahan. Then we have Stinging Sandstorm, 1 energy slow, 1 range, targeting any land. Gather up to 1 of your presents, 1 fear, and 1 damage. And if you make a sacred site, The reduced health of the invaders from your special rule means that you can't immediately kill a town. Gift of Searing Heat. 0 energy fast, no range, targeting another player, but this is solo, so I can target myself. Target spirit gains 2 energy, or target spirit may pay 1 energy to do 1 damage in one of their lands. And then lastly, Sweltering Exhaustion. 2 energy fast, range of 2 from a sacred site, targeting any land. 1 fear, skip up to 1 ravage or build action. All right, so I'm going to start by doing my third growth option, also known as G3. I'm going to gain a power card, gain a presence, and gain 2 energy. So gain 2 energy, and I will gain a minor power. I'm looking for something with earth, but could be any of my elements. Carapace Land. This card is crazy. Fast, range of 0. If targeting land with beast, this power has +1 range. Defend 3, or if you have 2 earth, an additional defend 3. So this can be a defend 6. It has the earth that I want. Infested Aquifers, 1 range slow. Also has the earth that I want. Shadows of the Burning Forest, 0 range slow, or 0 energy slow. It has fire. And then Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth, 1 energy slow, also has an earth. I'm thinking about Carapace Land. It's just such a good card. So I'm going to take that. Okay. All right, so I will now place a presence at a range of 1. They're building a city here and a town here. I think I'm going to be more focused on worrying about the coast. I might just kind of let this blight and deal with it later while trying to kind of get a hold on this over here first. So I'm going to place a presence in this wetland. Actually, I'm going to place one in this jungle. Because if I can get a sacred site here and then place a sacred site in the sand later, I can reduce the health of invaders on the coast and try to get a hold on the coast. So, I will gain 1 energy from my track. So I think I'm going to call on herders for aid, because this will allow me to just push this explorer in town into the sand. And then I will Gift of Searing Heat. Okay. So with that out of the way, fast powers, I will Gift of Searing Heat and give myself 2 energy. Spending 1 on Call on Herders for aid. And then going to Invader actions, they will build in the mountains. So this will get a town, this will get a city, and then they will explore the sands. So this will get a town, and then this will get an explorer. This will move over. Okay. Slow, call on herders for aid. I will target this land, which is at a range of 2. And then for each Dahan present, push up to 1 explorer or town. I will push the town and a Dahan. And I'll leave this Dahan here to kill off this explorer. Okay. There's also an argument. I have a defend. So there's an argument for me not targeting here and instead like gathering Dahan here and then pushing them into here maybe, then defending this for 6 and having a counterattack kill some of it. But I think it'll be okay with how it is. Okay. Now I'm going to gain 2 energy. And gain a power card and add a presence. So I have 6, I'll have 7 energy to work with. But I don't know if I want to forget anything yet. So I think I'm going to grab another minor power here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We have Treacherous Waterways, Call to Guard, Desiccating Winds, and Gold's Allure. Man, we've got a lot of fire, air, earth. Desiccating Winds is a perfect element card for me. And it can start adding Badlands to this sands and this mountain, and I can just pile everything into here whenever they come up, and then I can just use Sweltering Exhaustion to skip them. And then just start kind of nuking them with this. So I'm going to take that. I think that sounds like a game plan here. And then I will add a presence to this jungle. Or do I want to add it to the sand now? I think I'll add it to the jungle, finish creating that sacred site. And then make a sacred site here later. So I'm going to go ahead and I don't know if I'm going to defend this. I think I'm going to play Desiccating Winds and Stinging Sandstorm. Oh, I should play Stinging Sandstorm and Desiccating Winds. And I should grow into the sand. That's definitely what I should do. Because this will let me add a Badlands. Add a Badlands and then do damage while they have reduced health. And I can actually kill a city with these 2 cards. And then I can do 2 damage to explorers as well. So that's pretty good. I should, if I do say so myself. So we'll do that. No fast powers. They will ravage the mountains, so this explorer will die. This mountain will blight. And then after the ravage, we have to add a town to each inland land that matches a ravage card that is within 1 range of buildings. Funnily enough, there's no buildings around it, but it still includes itself. And then the sands build, the disease stops this build. This sands gets a town. And then we will explore the sands again. So before exploring, I have to add a town to the land with the fewest towns. So I'll choose this jungle. And then I'm going to explore the sand by adding a town here and explorer here. And then everything will scooch over. Now, some might think that the double sand is actually really bad here, but it's not as bad as you would expect. So I'm going to use Desiccating Wind. Oh, wait. Oh, I don't have a sacred site close enough to do that. Unless I do Stinging Sandstorm first. Well, that's a little unfortunate. That's okay, though. I'll use Stinging Sandstorm, pushing this presence into here, gaining 1 fear, dealing 1 damage, and destroying a town, gaining another fear, then use Desiccating Winds to add a Badlands. And then I do have 2 fire, 2 air, so I can do 2 damage to explorers within 1 range of a sacred site, so I will kill these 2 explorers in this sand. That's going to do a lot because now I can defend this land, the Dahan will fight back, kill this town, and then they won't build. Oh, I lied. They're going to ravage, it's going to destroy, and then I'll have to add a town to it anyway, and it's still going to build a city. So that's unfortunate, but not a lot I can do about that. Okay, so I'm going to use my G3 again to gain 2 energy and place a presence at a range of 1. I will choose this jungle. And then I will gain a power card. And I'll gain another minor. And then I think next turn when I reclaim, I'm going to gain a major. So minor power here. Flow down river, blow down wind, animated rack root, devouring ants, and quicken the earth's struggles. Yeah, quicken the earth's struggles is just like a perfect card. So range 0 to sacred site, just do 1 damage to each building. Since it's at a sacred site, it'll do 1 damage. The towns will only have 1 health. So this is just a 1 energy, destroy all towns in a land. And if it has Badlands there, it'll do an additional damage to the city. So I can kill a city here too. So I can just almost nuke this sand just with this card alone. At fast. Oh my god. This is like a major power in the minor power deck for me. I'm so glad I drafted that. All right, here we go. I don't remember if I gained energy from my track or not. I don't think I did. I'm going to gain 1 energy. Hopefully it won't matter, but I have 3 card plays. I'm going to play 3 cards, spending 2 on Sweltering Exhaustion and 1 on Quicken the Earth Struggles. We're going to go into the fast powers. 1 fear for Sweltering Exhaustion, and I will skip this sand from Ravaging. I will use Carapist Land at a range of 0 to defend 6 here. And then I will use Quicken the Earth's Struggles to do 1 damage to each building here. So that'll kill both of these towns for 1 fear. No, 2 fear. Generating a fear card. And killing a city because of the Badlands. So it'll be another 2 fear. Dealing 1 damage to this city. Unfortunately... Man, if this had 1 more Dahan in it, I could use the defend 10. No, that wouldn't work. Okay. No, it's fine. Yeah, so we're still going to skip this one from Ravaging. And then we will resolve our fear card. Restlessness. Each player pushes up to 1 explorer or town from a land not matching a build card. So push an explorer or town. You know what? I'm going to push this town into this sand. Yeah. And then sand is going to ravage. This one is getting skipped. This one is defended, and the Dahan will counterattack. Kill this town, generating a fear. Okay. And then the Scotland 6 will trigger, adding a town back to the sand. And then they will build in the sands, getting a town here and a city here. Then they will explore. This city actually only has 1 health. Explore the wetlands. So first I have to add a town to a land without one. Or the land with the fewest ones, I mean. And I'll go ahead and add another one to this jungle again. And then they're going to explore this wetland and this wetland. Okay, scooch everything over. This is going really well so far. And now I have 2 fire, 2 earth. Oh, but I don't have... Oh, I actually didn't get my innate power at all. Shame. Okay, but now I'm going to reclaim, getting 1 energy from my reclaim, 1 energy from my track. I'm going to remember that I gained energy from my track this time. And then I'm going to gain a major power here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have Tsunami, Indomitable Claim, Dream of the Untouched Land, and Savage Transformation. It's not close. I'm picking Indomitable Claim. And then what am I going to forget here? I'm going to forget Call on Herders for aid. I don't think I should need that for the rest of the game with the stuff that I have. Okay. This heals. And then sands are ravaging again. And so I am going to quicken the earth struggles for sure. I'm going to desiccating winds. And then I'm going to so this sands is just gone because of quicken the earth struggles. I can defend here and kill this city with the Dahan. So, or... Interesting. Very interesting. So fire, earth, air. So I play the fire card. I'll play Sweltering Exhaustion for 2 energy here. I think that'll be worth it. Okay. So that's that. Fast phase. Quicken the earth struggles. Range of 0 at a sacred site. I will deal 1 damage to each building. And because of the Badlands here, this will just kill everything. So that's 2 fear from towns, 2 fear from the city. And then Sweltering Exhaustion. Generate another fear. And then I will skip this sands from ravaging. Okay. Then we have some fear cards, still in Terra level 1. We have Tread Carefully. Each player may choose a land with Dahan or adjacent to at least 5 Dahan. Invaders do not ravage there this turn. Well, that would have been nice to know, but that does nothing. And then Supply Chains Abandoned. On each board, isolate 1 land. Okay. I'll go ahead and isolate. Isolating means it won't be adjacent to anything. I think I'm going to go ahead and isolate this mountain, because this mountain could become a problem if they build up there. So I'll isolate there, and then sands will ravage, but it is skipped. Wetlands will build. Oh, but then they add a town there. And then the wetlands build. So this will get a town. This will get a town. And then they will explore jungles and wetlands. So this will get a town. This will get an explorer. This will get an explorer. And this will get an explorer. Okay, so now wetlands are a huge problem. Maybe huge problem is a slight overstatement, but okay. So I will Desiccating Winds, and I'm going to put a Badlands into... Where do I want to put this Badlands? It's either in this sand or this mountain. I'll go with this sand. And then I have both of these top levels of my innate. I have 3 fire, 2 air, and 2 earth. So that is enough for targeting land, doing 2 damage to explorers, and then an additional 2 damage on top of that. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2 damage to these explorers, and then do 2 damage to this town, and generate a fear. And then that'll be that. Put that all off to the side there. I mean, this is pretty great. So I'm going to, yeah. I'll G3 again. Placing a presence into this jungle. And then gaining 2 energy, 1 energy from my track, and then gaining a minor power. 1, 2, 3, 4. Delusions of Danger, like calls to like. Here there be monsters. This is an insane card on some spirits. And then Guardian Serpents. Nothing particularly crazy here. None of these are insane. I'm going to take Here There Be Monsters just because it costs 0. Okay. And then I'm going to play Indomitable Claim for 4 energy. And then Gift of Searing Heat, Carapace Land, and Stinging Sandstorm. Okay. For 1 energy. All right. So Indomitable Claim, I can add a presence in target land, even if you normally could not due to land type, and defend 20. So I'm going to add a presence to this wetland and defend 20. So that's that. Oh, I actually have the threshold. I have 2 sun and 3 earth. 3 fear if invaders are present. Invaders skip all actions and target land this turn. I actually don't want to do that. Actually, maybe I do. Because I know coastal land is coming up. So if I skip the Ravage now and the build, then next turn I can just defend the build and destroy it anyway. So I guess I will do that. I was going to just defend, but if I can skip all actions, that'll be good. So 3 fear, generating a fear card, and skipping all actions there. Gift of Searing Heat, I will gain 2 energy. And then Carapaced Land, I don't really know what I want to do with, because this is the only one that's ravaging. I mostly just played it for the element, and then that'll be it. So moving on to the invader phase, fear card. Scapegoats. Each town destroys an explorer in its land. So this town will destroy an explorer, and one of these will destroy an explorer. Not a lot of explorers on the board. And then the wetlands will ravage, but this one is skipped. And then each town, or each wetland will get a town. And then the jungles and wetlands will build. So this will get a city. This one will be skipped. This jungle will get a town, and then this wetland will get a city. And then they will explore the coast. And everything will scooch over. And so they will explore a town into here, a town into here, and an explorer here. Okay. I know it kind of looks like there's a lot of stuff on the board, and there is, but I think I largely have everything under control here. I think it'll be okay. So now I can do 2 damage to explorers at a range of 1 from a sacred site. So I'm going to destroy... Oh wait, no, I have 3 fire. So I can do 2 damage to explorers and then an additional 2 damage. So with that, I'm going to use Stinging Sandstorm first to gather a presence into here, generating a fear, doing 1 damage, and destroying... Do I need to do that, though? No, because I can just defend their next turn. What am I doing? Okay. I'm going to do 1 damage here to this city, which will put it down to 1 health, because it has reduced. Instead of 3 health, it only has 2. And then I'm going to use my innate to target here to deal 2 damage, 1 damage to this city, and then killing a town, which will generate 3 more fear, generating another fear card. And then I will pass the turn. Okay. And from here, I'm going to reclaim all my cards, gain 1 energy, and then gain 1 energy from my track, and then I will gain a minor power. No, I'll grab a major. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have sea monsters, terrifying nightmares, winds of rust and atrophy, and infinite vitality. Sea monsters could be hilarious. But I don't think I really need it, to be honest with you. I think I'm going to take Winds of Rust and Atrophy. Just have a solid defend option. And then I'm going to forget Here There Be Monsters. Okay. So I have 5 energy and 5 card plays. We're going to play Gift of Searing Heat, Carapaced Land, Quicken the Earth Struggles for 1. Then, so what's actually happening here? Jungles and wetlands are ravaging. Winds of Rust and Atrophy for 3. That's 2 air, 1, 2, 3 fire, 2 earth. Then I'll play Desiccating Winds for 1. Okay, so that is 5 energy spent. I'm going to move to fast. I'm going to carapace the land to defend 6 here. And they're only dealing 5. And then the Dahan will take out 2 towns. Then I will Gift of Searing Heat to give myself 2 energy. Then I will Winds of Rust and Atrophy to generate a fear, defend 6, replace a city with a town or a town with an explorer. So I'm going to do that in this wetland. I'm going to defend 6 and then turn this city into a town. I don't have the threshold, right? No. Not even close. And then Quicken the Earth Struggles to do 1 damage to each building at a sacred site. And I'm going to do that in this jungle to kill both of these towns. And that will generate 2 more fear. Fear card, getting to terror level 2. If I destroy all buildings, I will win the game. I don't know if we're going to get there. And then move on to the invader phase, where I will resolve my 2 fear cards at terror level 2. So each player removes an explorer or town from a coastal land. That's incredible. I will remove this town from this coastal land. And then avoid the Dahan. Invaders do not build in lands where Dahan outnumber buildings, so they will not build in this coastal land either. Nice. It's always a good Scotland game when the coast is completely clear. So jungles and wetlands will ravage. This is defended, so these 2 towns are going to die and give me 2 fear. This is going to blight, and then this wetland up here is defended as well. And then both of those wetlands will get another town added to them. And then we will explore the jungles, adding a town to the land with the fewest number of towns. I'm going to go ahead and add 1 to this jungle, and then they will explore that jungle, getting another town, and then we will explore this jungle. Everything will move over. And then slow powers. Target a mountain or sand. If it has Badlands, do 1 damage. Otherwise, out of Badlands, I'm going to add a Badlands 2. So I don't need to worry about the coast basically at all. I just need to kind of start worrying about this jungle over here and kind of trying to clear out my inland lands. So I'm going to place a Badland here in preparation to start taking out some of this stuff. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 fire, 2 air, and 3 earth. So I have the first 3 thresholds of my innate. So I can target a land, do 2 damage to explorers, and then do 4 damage in total after that. So I'm going to... I could just wipe out this jungle so I don't even have to worry about it next turn, which is pretty good. And then I can use Carapace land here, and then this Dahan will kill both of those towns for free. That sounds pretty enticing. I was thinking about dealing 4 damage to one of these lands, especially this land, because this is 4 damage worth of buildings, I could just wipe out this sand. But I think wiping out these explorers and this town and getting a fear is going to be better. Okay, so all that will go away, and then I'm going to reclaim again. I'm going to get 1 energy from my reclaim, 1 energy from the track itself. I will gain another power card. I'll do a minor power this time. We have Renewing Rain, Set Them on an Ever-Twisting Trail, Lure of the Unknown, and Dry Wood Explodes in Smoldering Splinters. It's going to be Lure of the Unknown for sure. Just another 0-cost Fire-Air card. We're going to play Quicken the Earth Struggles. We're going to play Gift of Searing Heat. We're going to play Stinging Sandstorm. We're going to play Carapace Land, and then we are going to play Desiccating Winds. Cool. So that's my 5-card plays. And then we're going to go to Fast Powers. I will use Quicken the Earth Struggles to do 1 damage to each building in a land with a sacred site. So I'll do 1 damage to each building in the sand, which will kill all of them, generating 4 fear, which is just a full fear card. Then I will use Gift of Searing Heat to give myself 2 energy. And then I will use Carapace Land to defend 6 in this jungle. Okay, so Fast Power's done. Go to Fear cards. We have Communities in Disarray. Buildings each deal -1 damage during Ravage. Invaders do not heal damage at the end of this turn. Interesting. So the coastal lands are going to Ravage. This guy in the jungle is going to die. These towns are going to Ravage, and then the Dahan will kill both of them because they have reduced health, which will generate 2 fear, getting another fear card. And then we don't add a town because we only add extra towns after a Ravage if they are inland land, and the coast is not inland, obviously. So jungles will build, but there is nothing there, and this jungle is not adjacent to a city, so it will not build. And then they will explore sands and mountains. So this will get a town, this will get a town, this will get an explorer, and this will get an explorer. Everything moves over. Okay. Slow powers. I will, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fire, 2 air, and 1, 2, 3 earth. So I have my max innate, so I can do 4 damage and 1 damage to each invader somewhere. And I think I'm going to do that in this mountain here. So I'm going to kill this explorer, and then I will do 4 damage. So I'll do 2 damage to this city, 1 damage to each town, and then the Badlands will increase it by 1 and kill one of them, 1 fear, and then I'll do 1 damage to each invader, killing that. So another 3 fear, generating another fear card. That's wiped out. And then Desiccating Winds I will use to do 1 damage in a mountain or sand that already has a Badland. So I'll go ahead and wipe out this town for 1 fear. And then Stinging Sandstorm will give me 1 fear. And then I will gather a sacred site. I'll gather a sacred site into this wetland, deal 1 damage, and kill this town, generating a fear, getting another fear card. If I can generate 8 more fear, I will win the game outright. Okay, so all this will go away. And then it will come back to me. So I don't need to worry about the jungles ravaging. I just need to worry about the sands and mountains building, which is just this guy and this town. And so I am going to reclaim, gaining 1 energy from reclaiming, gaining 1 energy from my track, gaining a minor power, 2, 3, 4. Sap the Strength of Multitudes, Sucking Ooze, Bird's Cry Warning, and Blood Draws Predators. I'm just going to grab Sap the Strength of Multitudes. And then I will play Lure of the Unknown, Gift of Searing Heat, Quicken the Earth Struggles, Stinging Sandstorm, and Desiccating Winds again. Okay. So, fast powers. I will use Lure of the Unknown to pull this town into the sands. I will use Quicken the Earth Struggles to deal 1 damage to this town, generate a fear. Then I will use Gift of Searing Heat. I'm actually going to use the second part of this card to pay 1 energy to do 1 damage. So I will pay 1 energy and then kill this explorer in the sand. And then that's the end of my fast powers. We have 3 fear cards that are all Terror level 2. On each board, remove an explorer or town from a land matching a Ravage card. There's nothing in the jungles. Tall Tales of Savagery. Each player removes 2 explorers or 1 town from a land with Dahan. So this explorer is now gone. And then lastly, Dahan and Heartened. Each player chooses a different land. In chosen lands, gather up to 2 Dahan, then 1 damage if Dahan are present. I guess I'll gather 2 Dahan into here, I suppose. Okay, Jungle's Ravage. This jungle is no longer adjacent to a building or within 1 range of building, so we don't have to add 1 from the level 6. So Sands and Mountains build, again, there's nothing in there, so we don't have to build, and then they will explore. They will explore mountains and wetlands. So this wetland will get an explorer, this mountain will get an explorer, and this mountain will get a town, but this wetland is not adjacent to a building or the coast, so this wetland will not explore. Okay. Now then, slow. I believe I've unlocked my max level of my innate again. Almost certainly, yeah. Yep, I have. So, target a land, do 4 damage, 2 damage to explorers, 4 damage, and then 1 damage to each invader. So I will deal 1 damage to this explorer, 4 damage, doing 1 damage to each town, and then doing 2 damage to another, gaining 1 fear, 1 damage to each invader, killing both towns. That's 2 more fear. I just realized it's not 1 range away from a sacred site, but I can fix that with Stinging Sandstorm. I can use Stinging Sandstorm to push over here, generate a fear, and then it would be run 1 range away, so that's totally fine. And then Desiccating Winds, I'm going to add a Badlands to this mountain. Okay. So that's that. Actually, instead of adding a Badlands here, I'm just going to deal 1 damage to this Explorer. And we're going to style on Scotland 6 right now. I'm going to reclaim, gain 1 energy, gain 1 energy from my track. I'm not even going to bother... what's it called? I'm not even going to bother gaining a power, because I'm just going to play Lure of the Unknown, Quicken the Earth Struggle for 1 energy, go into the fast phase, Lure of the Unknown, gather this town, and then Quicken the Earth Struggles to deal 1 damage at the Sacred Site, killing this town, generating 1 fear, and with that, not only have we cleared all the buildings on a Terror Level 2 victory, we have wiped out every single invader from the island going against Scotland Level 6 as Rising Heat of Stone and Sand. That was awesome. We stayed a healthy island the entire time, generated just a whole bunch of fire and air cards. Like the cards we drafted were kind of crazy. We got Indomitable Claim, which I didn't even use that much. Really, the real star of the show was Quicken the Earth Struggles as Rising Heat of Stone and Sand. This is a major power in the minor power deck with this guy. Because just 1 damage to each building at a Sacred Site just means you kill every single town. And then with the Badlands, I was able to also deal 1 damage to a city and kill a city in there too. So Quicken the Earth Struggles was just absolute MVP this game. Yeah, so thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.